Hey guys, welcome back to another late night video. So this was kind of like a surprise live. I wasn't really planning to go live. I just decided like that I would do it. So I just wanted to come on and talk about the Pope's visit to Canada. So since I'm in Canada, I thought it would be a good late night topic to talk about. So one of the main reasons the Pope visited or is here visiting is to issue an apology to the Native Canadians for the children, the Native children that were murdered in the residential schools in British Columbia and other provinces throughout the country. This has been like a really big political, um, I guess you could say religious. It's just been a huge topic culturally throughout the whole country for the last 2 years or so. Ever since they started using like radar technology, scanning these like school grounds, these old residential school grounds, burial, that they found like all these mass graves um, under these schools where like hundreds of children were um lives were taken. So it's been like a huge, I know for me it has been like a really big culture shock, just because I never really expected something like that to happen in Canada. I don't know, I've always kind of um had that belief that this country was just like almost perfect. Um, so to find out like these atrocities happened at these residential schools has been quite shocking, and I think it kind of transcends all cultural barriers. Um, yeah, I think everybody was kind of taken aback by what has been discovered and continues to be discovered. It's not like it was a one off thing, or, it was just like a really tragic error, like something that happened and it was just like, but no, it seems like it was pretty widespread, like throughout the whole country. Um, and I don't know, that just seems, it's just so cruel, like it's just so evil. It's kind of, it's a little bit scary to think like you you live in a country that has like that kind of a dark past, especially when globally everybody thinks like Canada is just so nice, and everyone, Canadians, you guys are so nice and you're so polite and everything, and we are those things. But like finding out about the native children being, killed at these residential schools, and the amount of abuse and things that were carried out, especially um, at places that are ran by the church. I mean, I think that within itself is like was really shocking to me. And I don't really want to get into, the whole Catholic Church thing. I think that is something that, I mean, that is a whole other can of worms within itself. So, with the history and things that we, have come to hear, and all the accusations and things that we've come to know that's been attached to this particular branch of religion, this added on top of it was just a lot for me to take in. Somebody who is very kind of faith-based individual. It was just like one more thing, and it was just so sad and kind of, yeah, it was really sad to know that this had happened. Like, when you hear the stories of some of the survivors, and they are still survivors that, survive these residential schools, they've started coming forward with the horror stories. That's pretty shocking to the Canadian public. I'm pretty sure the government is not pleased to have all of this stuff come to light, especially since they were also tied into this. And so I understand the political part of the visit. I understand why they went to the Vatican to try to, to pressure for this visit, and they want this public apology. I think a lot of it goes to the history in this country as it pertains to Native Canadians and the way that Native people are treated. I think that this public apology is something that they felt, um, if they can get from nowhere else, they can get it from the church. And I think that they understood the political pressure that was being put on the Pope, like the responsibility being placed on this particular Pope's shoulder to kind of issue this apology. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think, and I'm already seeing the feedback in the media, that it's gonna, go as far as people think. I think it's being done under duress, and I think it's being done by, um, this Pope is a little bit different than his predecessors. He's more of a modern Pope, if that is a word that you can use to describe the papacy. I think that he's an individual who came into this role with his own sets of beliefs and values. And um, so I think that they felt that at this time, this was someone that they could reason with, that this was someone who would be able to empathize, because he has shown empathy when it comes to other cases of abuse and things associated with the church, which, in the past, isn't something that was done. It was kind of like, don't talk about it, or like, it never happened, out of sight, out of mind. There was no real sense of accountability, because accountability also means guilt. And that was kind of something that was not publicly done, if that makes sense. If you guys have kept up with this stuff over the years like I have, then you know that this is a huge this is a huge deal. So I'm not gonna take away from the visit and its meaning, what it means for the history books and all that stuff, and what it means to the people who wanted this visit. This is a huge thing, for them to have accomplished in this lifetime. I don't think anybody thought that they would get it done, that they would actually get the Pope to come to Canada, much less to issue an apology during a pandemic, no doubt. With everything that's going on in the world, for them to accomplish this visit is huge. But I also think that, um, people need to be careful when you put so much expectations on the shoulders of another human being. It's just like, I know this is not the most, it's not the most popular opinion, because people want an apology any way they can get it, and sometimes they just need that to have that closure. And I do understand that. I really do. But I also think that sometimes we have to remember that we are dealing with a human being. And will the apology erase everything that happened in those schools, for the people who went through it and their families? I don't think so. Um, I think making peace with God about these things would probably bring more solace than an apology from a man in human flesh. I don't know if, I don't know. Like, I'm a different, maybe, I have a different mindset, than most individuals. Like, it's like another human being cannot really bring me solace. So I don't know. And based on the feedback that we're getting, when all of the pomp and ceremony has worn off and all the media relation things have been taken care of and all that stuff, what it boils down to is, did it did it help people heal? I don't know. That's something we'll have to wait and see. So, I don't know. My personal thoughts on the Pope's visit to Canada is, it's good for, relations, I guess, public relations with between, the masses and the church. It's always been important to have that connection and to maintain that. So I get that. Um, for the survivors and for the people, for the native people as a whole, I don't know if the apology will ring true to everyone, but I hope that the I guess the gesture is the word. The gesture came from a good place. I'm sure it was done in love, and it was done with empathy. So I guess we will take from it. Everyone will walk away from it with what they will. This is just my personal kind of opinion. But then again, the visit doesn't really affect me in such a profound way that it would, or that it is for some other groups of people. So, yeah, that's pretty much my little take on it. I just wanted to come on. I'm up, it's late. I wanted to do a late night chit chat with you guys. Um, I also want to touch on another topic. Now that we got the stuff with the Pope out the way, not out the way, but now that we've kind of gone over that topic, instead of doing another live, I'm just gonna add this topic. Um, and shout out to the people who joined the live. Shout out to you guys. Good night or good morning. It depends on where you are. Um, yeah, so I want to talk about the toxicity at work, guys. So as people might know, if you don't know, you may know, I went back to work. It's been about 3 weeks now. So this will be like my little 3 week update on how things are going at work, since being away for 3 months for the incident and all that other stuff that followed. So guys, yeah, like I said, it's been 3 weeks. Has anything changed? Absolutely not. The only thing that has changed really is me. I'm so excited to say this that I can say it. Even though by Saturday, by Friday, Saturday, I was getting ready to become unhinged. But I managed to hold it together, and tomorrow is a brand new work week. So we're going back to work with a brand new mindset. Um, Basically, what I did was I really prayed about it. I really asked God to give me some guidance, to give me some strength. I prayed for discernment. Um, I just prayed for calmness, to just remain calm It's a new week for me. My week starts on Tuesdays. So it's just basically to remain focused. Booked my vacation, booked the birthday trip, booked the tickets. Those are the things that like I need to stay focused on. But the toxicity is so real. It's almost it's become so bad. Um that I really don't know. Like I've had to go into the bathroom a few times and kind of sit and take a deep breath and collect myself and then go back to work. I don't know. Some people are just their lives are just so miserable, and it really is the miserable lives that they bring to work, and it just infects the whole place. But like I said, it's a new week. My game plan moving forward is to kind of just deal with work week by week. Try not to take it in big. Try taking it in small bits, like one week at a time, and try to leave things that happened in the week before out of the new week coming. I find that that's something that I do a lot, um, which causes me to be upset all the time because things that I'm upset about last week, I bring it into this week, and it just like it becomes so much baggage. You don't even realize it, like you're just upset all the time. So the new game plan, and every week I have to literally come up with a new game plan. Like it's ridiculous, but that is how I survive at my workplace. I literally have to come up with a tactical approach every week. If that is not toxic, I don't know what is. But this week's battle plan is what we call it. It's to just literally go in and completely just forget last week ever happened. Now, if people, you know, if things come up that happened last week that I need to address, then of course I'm going to address it. But for the most part, it's like for me, last week never happened. Guys, all I focus on is getting to August 23rd. Like just getting to literally my vacation. Um, we have so much stuff going on in terms of work, not work, but in terms of, my entrepreneurship stuff. We have stuff going on for social media. There's stuff going on just on all our platforms that we need to put that energy into. So I find that this particular approach might just work. Um, I read a quote that says, "Hey, Blythe Main, hi, good night, or good morning, depending on what time it is where you are. What's up to you? Shout out to you. Thank you for always supporting. Appreciate it. And thanks for the early happy birthday. Um, Shout out. So thank you. I lost my train of thought saying hi. Yeah, so like I was saying, we have so much stuff going on that it's almost like now the negativity is just like it's almost like I'm getting used to it, which is really bad, but it's another coping mechanism is just accepting it that it's there and just not even responding to it. It's like the whole week last week, I could see people at work just going out of their way to agitate and provoke and to get a response. And then I saw me literally not giving them that energy and how it affects them. They were like going crazy. It's like a child throwing a tantrum when you don't respond. They almost like they go insane. That's how it is at work. Like, and which led me to come up with this concept. It's like just pretend they don't even exist. It's like they want to exist so badly. I don't really understand the obsession, but it is an obsession. And there isn't anything I can do about that. But I remember my thought now. I read a quote, and the quote says, and I think I posted it in the community post, and it says, "What dominates your mind dominates your life." And it's so true. Like, I will spend my whole 2 days off thinking about these people. Just because I'm so irritated, not necessarily willingly giving them my energy, but they stay on my mind because of all the current situations that are still going on. There are a lot of things coming up in August that we're still dealing with as it pertains to work. And this stuff is not over by a long shot. So, excuse me. Yeah, so we're still dealing with that stuff and still pushing through it. But the difference is now I feel like I am so much just mentally stronger than I was like 3, 4 months ago when I literally felt like I was gonna have a breakdown, which I guess I did, in a way. But now, since I've gone back to work, it's almost like watching these people in their desperation, because they're so worried about what's to come, that they're working themselves up into a frenzy. And I don't want no parts of it. So I just try to, stay away from all of that negative energy and just focus on my job. But like I said, the toxicity is real. And for some reason, they find a way to kind of insert themselves into my work life. It's like, I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but if you've ever had, somebody do something to you that was just so, what's the word? Like, it was so traumatizing to you because you didn't get a chance to address it, or you didn't get a chance to defend yourself, not because you can't, but because you're not allowed to. So it's like something that eats away at you. Every day you have to see this person at work. They're your superior. So it's not like, you know, you have to kind of, it's almost like biting the inside of your mouth daily and just biting your tongue, and then having that person talk to you, like saying hello or good night or anything, just even breathing on you. It just makes the blood boil because you just wish you could really just respond how you want to respond, but you cannot because you're held in constraints by rules at work. Like, so you can't be like, just shut up and don't talk to me, which is what I really want to say, but I can't. So these are things that I'm now dealing with daily since being back. It's been 3 weeks and it's been really difficult trying to block out all of this stuff because the people are all still there and they're kind of just all in your face. But I think, and I'm going to let you guys know how this new strategy goes, because I've been constantly working on implementing new ways to deal with this work situation until either the people are no longer there or whatever else occurs. But for my mental well-being and me being able to do my job to the best of my ability, I had to come up with a new game plan. So the new game plan for this week, what's the date? The date is what is the date? The date is July 26th. So for the week of July 26th, I'm going to try this new strategy. And I'm going to let you guys know how it works. I'm going to talk about it again when I go live on the 31st, which is next weekend. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys know how this whole week went. I'm not going to talk about it for the rest of the week. but I'm going to implement this new strategy. So the new strategy is last week doesn't matter. Last week never happened. Only this week matters. And the goal is to get from Tuesday to Saturday with as little interaction with the people I dislike the most. And try to stay away from all the negativity and just block them out. I find blocking people out. My supervisor, who has been doing this job for 20 plus years, she's like my mentor. I talk to her a lot. She's a Leo and I'm a Virgo, so we get along really well. And I'm able to speak plainly and just, honestly. And she gives amazing advice. I'm one of those people who is always trying to learn, and I make sure I communicate with people who have been doing what I've been doing for many many years because they have a lot of experience. A lot of people shy away from experienced workers. You shouldn't. That's who you should be the closest with because they have the most to teach you. And my supervisor is an awesome listener, and she gives amazing advice. And it's so weird because I've been doing my job for 6 years. It'll be 6 years in November. And she's always been my supervisor, except for 1 year. And some of the things that she has taught me and told me over the years, I've seen come to fruition. And I have to always go back to her and say, you were so right, do this, and that, da, da, da. So, like, I've bounced some of these ideas off of her. And I think this new strategy, where it's just like, leave last week, it happened, it's done, it's gone. And I'm not addressing anything unless something is addressed to me, because this place just stresses me out. It's so annoying and tedious and mundane, and it's just toxic. And I'm pretty sure if you guys can relate, if anybody that's listening to this live or will listen, if you can relate and you work in a toxic environment, please let me know in the comment section, because I cannot be the only person who goes through this stuff, especially when you work in a workplace with a lot of people. It's just always constant gossip, constant maliciousness, constant envy, constant jealousy, constant backstabbing. That stuff just drains me. So hopefully, I can mentally make it through this week without snapping, and just block out all the nonsense and focus on getting to my bag and keep my mind on my vacation, my birthday, and all the things that God has blessed me with and continues to bless my life with. Not just on social media, but just in life in general. My life is really, really good. And maybe that's why I am facing all of these attacks. That is one way to look at it. I try not to give the devil too much credit. I feel like, we give the devil too much credit. Like when things are going bad, we immediately credit him. Like, I find that that's not good either. So we're not going to give him all of that credit. We're just going to say, you know what? It is what it is. And with a positive mindset and positive energy, whatever they're cooking up, it won't make a difference, because I'm blessed and I am highly favored. I'm a good person, and you have to constantly believe these things and reiterate it in faith. And what's that saying? Walk by faith and not by sight. So we're gonna try the new strategy. I'll let you guys know how it goes on next Sunday. And yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the live. Thank you to everyone who passed through, who stayed to the end. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your support. For the people who will watch this later on, thank you guys for your support. Stay up and stay blessed. Shout out to Blythe Maine. Thank you for always supporting. Shout out to all of you. Stay up and stay blessed, and stay safe until next video, I guess. And we'll catch up with you guys later. Deuces.